All right, how you guys doing today? We're gonna hop into a discussion. Actually, the first things first, though, just want to make sure y'all like the video, hit the likes, full screen, scroll just a little bit, like the video, full screen it back up. You feel me? So today, one of my friends posted on his story that some girl who went to my school, I'm in college, I'm in my senior year. This girl, presumably a freshman, she posted to her account saying how in one of the classes the school makes you take, X thing happened, Y thing happened, people were laughing. It had to do with death of a political figure recently, Charlie Kirk. So he died. People were mocking it, laughing at it, calling him fascist, Nazis, and she took offense because not only is he promoting religious ideals, Christian ideals, but also conservative values. So she said, like, as a conservative Christian on campus, I don't feel safe. And this was, people were mocking and laughing. And then I tried to reach out to the university. People weren't doing anything about it. And so I tried to get them to make a statement. They didn't make a statement. She was forced to resign. And, all that happened, right? The school wouldn't say that what happened happened. They won't post the video. They won't do anything. People are saying that her account is invalid. Like, that this didn't happen. Nobody laughed. Nobody mocked. They're cooking her on Reddit. They're cooking her in the comments on her own post. They have like 400 likes, 200 something comments, 270 comments, I believe. And I'm not gonna show it because I don't really necessarily want to dox my school or whatever. If you look hard enough, I don't think you'll find it. Like I said, 400 likes, maybe. Maybe it'll pick up traction. It was posted about, I seen it when I was back home before class at around 4 p.m. and by that time it was about 3 hours old. It's probably around like one maybe 12 it dropped. And you know, she said she didn't feel safe on campus. And despite the overwhelming amount of church organizations on campus, right, a lot of people were saying in the comment section, they were posting gifs because Instagram has gifs now. They were posting gifs of like people trying to hold back their laughter, saying, hear yourself, be for real, and stuff of the like, where people telling her to shut the STFU, and it's just a whole bunch of stuff talking about like, as a Christian on campus, that's just not true and all that. And I'm sitting here like, just because you're a Christian on campus, I'm a Christian on campus, this girl was a Christian on campus, doesn't mean there's not still persecution, right? And as a black person, I took that to mean, and this ain't me getting racial. This is just like if some white person was living in proximity to me and said a group of black kids was mocking Charlie Kirk and then laughing at it, and the white kid was like, this isn't right, and everybody's like, nobody was mocking it, or whatever the case is, or literally just the fact that a bunch of black kids were bullying a white kid, nobody would look at the white kid and just say, your problems don't matter, this isn't real oppression, we should focus our attitudes on people of color, South Sudan, the Palestine crisis, and all this. And I'm sitting here like, just because the group that she's a part of isn't marginalized or persecuted on a whole basis in the country, even in the school or the area that we live in, doesn't minimize her experience of persecution or whatever you would like to call it. But it doesn't matter what you would like to call it. It matters what she would like to call it, because she was the one in that classroom, right? Regardless of what you want to say, right? She says people were laughing and mocking. Somebody else said they weren't. Maybe where that person was, that wasn't happening. Getting called a fascist and a Nazi, those are like heavy claims. Not that I, would take any real offense there, because like, what does that even? I don't even know what those words mean, right? All I know Nazi means is like you hate Jews and all you burn them, whatever. I don't like that. Maybe fascist. I don't even know what that means for real. You know what I'm saying? And regardless of whether you're conservative or not, you know, your political beliefs, that part is very low hanging fruit. Like, who cares? People are gonna call you fascist. People are gonna call you Nazis. Whatever the case is, if you're a conservative, not saying that I am. I'm pretty. I don't care. That's what I really don't freaking care. I vote based on who sounds like they make the most sense, which is hard to do. It's hard to do, trust and believe. I'd like to just say I sit on this side and that's who I vote for every time, but no, I try to listen, and that sucks. Anyway, but with regard to being a Christian and feeling mocked, and her saying that she felt unsafe on campus, regardless of how many church organizations there are, right? There's saying there's strength in numbers. Those are church organizations. She didn't mention she was a part of any church organization. She didn't mention that this is that this was a group attack. This was her in a space with non-conservatives, which conservatives tend to be more Christian through what I've seen in my experience. I can't give you a study base that says that, but in my experience, most Christians are conservative leaning, right? They don't like a lot of the new age pushy stuff. Anyway, but the point being, this seemed like she was forced to take this class. This is not, she said that class you're forced to take at this university. This is not a class that she would have particularly chosen, right? So that already puts her in an uncomfortable environment. It puts her somewhere that she doesn't want to be, first and foremost. And yeah, that's that. She doesn't want to be there. And it's an uncomfortable environment with people that most likely don't have the same mindset or ideals as her. Then this class is pushing a narrative. She might have said who called him a fascist Nazi. I don't know who it was. Regardless of whether it was the teacher or the people around her, that narrative was getting pushed and was not getting stopped, right? Evidenced by the fact that she said they wouldn't drop the video, the school wouldn't issue a statement, and people are claiming it didn't happen when she claims it did happen. Now, do we know if it happened or not? No. She says it happened. She claims there's a video. Good evidence enough for me to say that, probably happened, right? If she's claiming there's a video, because if there was no video, it'd be saying like, there's no video. And the fact they don't want to drop the video if there is a video, it lends credibility. But to the point, right? The fact that Christians aren't widely persecuted on this campus doesn't mean it's not happening, right? I think it was a Nigerian or something priest was killed on his way home in Nigeria or whatever country it was. The priest was just killed. A bunch of Christians are getting killed in some other African country, some other Middle Eastern country. And it's like, I follow accounts that just say, oh, these many Christians are dead. Oh, this Christian guy just died. Oh, this dude just dead. And you're sitting here like, things is getting real. More Christians are getting killed today than they were back then, around like Jesus' time. You know what I'm saying? And to some extent, you could argue that's because there's way more people on the planet and all that, and the dissemination of Christianity, which I don't want to say isn't the case, right? It's definitely a huge part of what that is. But even if we took percentages, it's probably higher too, which may be due in part because there's more people and all that jazz, and countries are more spread out than they were then, and all that. Whatever you want to say, right? Christians are dying. Things are getting crazy in the world. Jesus said we would suffer persecutions for his sake. So for anybody that may be watching that suffering persecution, going through it, knows somebody that's going through it, all we can do is offer our support, right? And we're called to be the examples, to walk in the light as he is in the light, as John 2 says, or well, maybe first John, somewhere in there. Walk in the light as he is in the light, right? That's what we're called to do. We're called to stay wherever we are when we're called and minister there and all this type of jazz. So my prayers go out to anybody being persecuted. 1, 2, find a community with whatever persecution you're facing. Strength is in numbers, right? There's three in the body of Christ, or not in the body of Christ, in the Godhood of Christ, the Father, Son, and the Spirit, right? He himself is 3 in 1. Just like we are called to be the body of Christ. And a body is an amalgamation or a collection of smaller pieces unified to be one whole, right? I don't know why I used the word amalgamation. I just really like that word and wanted to use it. Point being, form a community. Prayer is our strongest weapon. Disregard the phrase, all we can do now is pray. The first thing we should do is pray. It's our strongest weapon. We have supplication through our great high priest in Jesus Christ, who brings these letters from us, spiritual letters from us, to God the Father in heaven, and ask and you shall receive. There's nothing better than me than that. What's stronger than that? No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Is that even in the New Testament? I don't even think that's in the New Testament. Is that out of context? I might be taking that out of context. Either way, no weapon formed against you shall prosper, because even if they kill you down here, you're going up there. So end of the day, it doesn't matter, right? We have faith and peace through Jesus Christ. Peace to know that whatever they do to us, they can't touch our salvation. And peace to know that we're good up there. You know what I'm saying? We're good. This life doesn't matter. It's for him. If you gotta die, you die for him. If you gotta live, you live in him. That's all that matters. Unapologetically show your faith. Find a community. Pray. And be an example at the end of the day. Be an example as he was an example, right? Did Jesus walk around saying, do this, follow me because of this? No, he just lived his life, man. He just lived his life. Healed people, spoke great wisdom, and loved his neighbor as himself. And that's all we can really do, you know? And I left a comment on the account or on the post because through all of the negative, right? She kept the post up. She was still posting other like stories through that, like through the hate comments. You know, she sees them, right? Because they're all getting 40, 27 likes and all that jazz. And you know, she's seeing them. She kept the post up at least 3 hours from, last time I saw it at least. But, she's keeping the post up. She's fighting through it probably. And she's doing what she do. But the point being, I left a comment saying that I don't care about other Christians on the campus and what their experience is, right? Because the most disgusting thing was Christians aren't persecuted on campus. Yeah, but it's never 100%. You may not be. That doesn't mean somebody else isn't being. Right? When the Asian hate thing was going on, there were students affected by that. I didn't know about it going on, but I didn't assume it wasn't going on. When freaking, there's a whole bunch of political crap that goes on, and then certain people are getting targeted. It doesn't matter if I speak about it right now, but you know what's happening. Somebody's getting persecuted for being a Christian and living their faith out. And just because it's not you, and you live in the same area, go to the same school, or in the same class, doesn't mean it's not happening. Other than that, I hope you guys have yourself a great rest of your day. Peace.